4 years ago, his team vanished. The world forgot them. But ghosts don't send messages. Major Ryan Red Kane didn't retire. He simply stepped off the grid. 4 years had passed since his unit, Team 5, the best operator squad the Army Rangers could field, vanished. Officially, they were disavowed by the CIA, casualties of a botched Black Ops mission in Eastern Europe. For the Pentagon, they were ghosts. But for Red, they were brothers in arms. And ghosts don't send anonymous messages. Red lived in a sterile, forgotten warehouse, fueled by coffee and vengeance. His former life as a hero was gone, replaced by the grim reality of a rogue agent hunting the truth. He knew the official narrative, a simple equipment failure, a quick, clean sweep by the agency, was garbage. His gut, his sixth sense, screamed betrayal. The hardest war is the one you fight alone, and Red had been fighting that war for 4 years straight. Flashback, 4 years ago. Team 5 was comprised of 6 unmatched hard chargers: Red, the leader; Sanchez, comms; Riley, demolitions; Moss, medic; and the 2 surveillance experts, twins Liam and Noah. Their target? A small, critical piece of intel from a rogue faction in the Balkans. It was supposed to be a whisper mission, in and out. They breached the target hooch perfectly. But when Sanchez tried to send the extraction code, the radio went dead. The comms were deliberately jammed. Then the ambush. Not random fire, but a calculated, clinical meat grinder executed by professionals. Red managed to fight his way out, but his team was caught. He saw Riley go down, heard Moss's frantic cries. The last thing he heard was Sanchez screaming, "It's a setup, Red, a false flag." When Red finally got back to the rendezvous point, he was alone. The CIA immediately issued a burn notice. Team 5 never existed. Red had been chasing shadows until today. The message he received was a simple postcard, a picture of a frozen Eastern European church with a hand-drawn circle over one of the windows. Underneath, a cipher, an unbreakable code only Team 5 used. Translated, it read, "We are still holding the line, but the general knows." The general, Director Hall, the head of the CIA's Eastern operations, a man who spoke of honor but smelled of ambition. Red's heart pounded with the desperate hope. They were alive. He immediately got a call, blocked number. "Captain Kane," Hall's voice cut through the static. "This is your final stand down. If you pursue this garbage, we will ensure you disappear completely. No dog tags left behind." Hall's threat was confirmation. He was terrified what Red might find. Red needed an asset inside. He turned to the one person he truly trusted, Dr. Sarah Vance, the CIA's former chief analyst, and his fiancée before he went rogue. He found her at a quiet cafe. "They're alive, Sarah. They've been held captive for 4 years, Red stated, showing her the cipher. Sarah was torn. She worked directly under Hall. "This is treason, Red. You have no proof. Hall's file shows a clean sweep of the site. They died in the initial blast." Red looked straight into her eye. "Hall needs this to be a clean sweep." Sanchez screamed, "A false flag." "Hall set us up to cover his own clusterfuff." "You have access to Hall's private server. Find the original extraction logs. If they died, I'll walk away. If they didn't, I need a passage out." Sarah's face showed the internal war between duty and love. She finally nodded. "I'll help you cross the border, but that's it, Red. Don't expect me to pop smoke with you." Using the coordinates Sarah covertly gave him, Red infiltrated a remote, abandoned Soviet-era prison complex in the foothills of the Caucasus. It was a soft target, no armed guards, just electronic surveillance, the perfect hooch for holding ghosts. He moved silently, relying on his CQB training, avoiding the laser grids and heat sensors. He was a shadow hunter, operating on pure instinct. He found the detention wing, dark, cold, and heavy with the metallic smell of stale blood. He found them in the deepest cell. All 5 of them: Sanchez, Riley, Moss, Liam, and Noah. But they weren't the hard chargers he remembered. They were broken, starved, and heavily medicated. They had endured brutal interrogation. They were barely holding on. Red rushed to them. Sanchez, barely able to lift his head, whispered the truth. Red, it was Hall. He's the mole. The mission wasn't to retrieve intel. It was to eliminate us. We found evidence that Hall was selling Black Ops secrets to the highest bidder. They confirmed the worst. For 4 years they had been tortured, not to reveal the mission, but to reveal the location of the backup drive that they had managed to hide before being captured. They didn't break us, Red, Riley croaked, showing Red the cigarette burns and scars. We held the line. We stayed silent. We bought you time. The pain of their sacrifice hit Red harder than any bullet. They had sacrificed their lives, their health, and their sanity to protect the truth. They were all too weak to walk. Red knew the brutal calculus. He couldn't get all 5 out alive. He had a new mission, Retribution. He connected a small SATCOM unit he carried to the prison's server. He uploaded the proof of Hall's treachery, the real intel that Team 5 had died to protect, and set a loop to broadcast it directly to the White House's secure channel. Then he looked at his team. They knew the inevitable. We go out together, Red, Sanchez said, offering a weak smile. They heard the helicopter approaching, Hall's private security detail coming to silence the ghost permanently. Red rigged the cell block with the prison's own electrical conduits. As Hall's mercenaries breached the perimeter, Red keyed the sequence. The entire block was engulfed in a massive electrical surge, a massive diversion. Red, carrying the barely conscious Sanchez, fought his way to the roof. The final confrontation was with Hall himself, who had come to watch the execution. "You can't win, Major. You're disavowed," Hall screamed. Red just smiled. "I'm not winning, General. I'm finishing the mission." Red pushed Sanchez onto the rescue helicopter Sarah had covertly arranged, then turned back, knowing he wouldn't make it. He sacrificed his own life to ensure his brother got away. The final moments were shrouded in gunfire and the roar of the departing chopper. Major Ryan "Red" Kane and the remaining members of Team 5 were officially declared KIA MIA, but their true sacrifice didn't go unrewarded. Thanks to the secure broadcast Red initiated, Director Hall was arrested and the truth about his treachery was uncovered. Sarah, who received Sanchez's emotional testimony and the remaining intel, ensured the world knew the true cost of their mission. The remaining members of Team 5 never received the public medal, but they were finally honored in the silent corridors of the agency. Their courage in holding the line for 4 brutal years, sacrificing their bodies and minds to protect their country, became a legend whispered among the few who truly understood. Red died as a rogue agent, but he died a hero. He and Team 5 brought the world a future free of Hall's corruption. And in the black world of espionage, their silent sacrifice is the greatest commendation of all. They held the line for 4 years. Never forget the Lost 6.